Hi, just putting together a quick video around how to extract some of the elements from points relating to the precisions that might be stored when you look at them. It's a question that came up just the other day, and I figured I might as well record it, and then it may be useful to other people as well. So let's have a look here. Have a look at this one and go to the point, and then bring up the properties to that. I've already got it docked in the pane here, so I can bring up over here. And you can see that we've only got positions. We don't have anything relating to the quality of that positioning. Whereas if I select on the vector, this is where that information is stored. And we can see here, as we took that observation, we had 23 mil in the horizontal and 49 mil in the vertical. If we dig into that a little bit more, because for some of you, you might think those values are a little high. I come down to default standard errors and confidence level display. So this is just in the project settings. You'll see here that we're working to 95% confidence intervals. That can be configured in field so that you can see in real time how this relates to what we're seeing in TBC. The default for Trimble Access, however, for the horizontals is DRMS. So your values will be a little bit smaller. And that tends to be what is related on a GNSS receiver's specification sheet or data sheet as well. If we flick that to DRMS for a moment and have a look in here, we now get those scaled and the numbers look a little bit more familiar. However, if we're doing anything that relates to a state network or anything a little bit more scientific, we would generally be looking at 95% confidence intervals, as that gives us a better aggregate of all data and what the estimate might be for a full data set. All right, now we want to get this information out of here. And there's a few different ways. We'll start with a little bit of a hack. So if I go to the vector spreadsheet, and you can see here, I've got horizontal and vertical precisions turned on. So this was just down through view, coming down into vector spreadsheet, and you can choose to show these precision values. Now, I could just go like this and then choose to copy, and I can insert that into a spreadsheet. Anything that's visible there will just drop into Excel and it'll be copied in as a table. Nice and easy. Alternatively, we can grab everything here. That will grab all of the vectors, all of the points, and we can just go to the little reports pane, more reports, and we can come down to vector list. Now this should this time still recording. Yep. This also gives us this. Now you'll notice that if I have a look at that same point again, let's just go back. We had let's go Murchison PM52, 29 and 47. PM52, 29 and 47, yeah. So just double checking that we have the same confidence interval that we would want, that we've defined inside of TBC there. So that all stacks up. We can take that, we can print that, we can kind of do whatever we want with that one. If we didn't like that report format, then if we just go down to the report options and find this vector list, no, this is not one that we can configure for its output. That's okay. So the HTML is the only option with that particular report. The alternative to this is to come up to export. Now, if we go to the little drop down there, or we hit export, and then from the top panel that will launch up here in a moment, we have the export definition. So we can build our own exporter. We could say new, and I'm going to make this one let's say PT ID East North LEV HZ press V press. Okay. Optional if you want to put in a description is for exporting points with precisions. Now I want it comma delimited. I'm going to make that a CSV. Go to next, and here's where we get to define what the actual point is. So we'll go point ID, we'll go easting, northing elevation, and then the only trick is, because as you saw earlier, the precisions weren't associated to the point themselves, they were associated to the vector. So we just need to go down to GNSS vector observation, and we go to horizontal precision, vertical precision. Tap those in. I'm just double clicking to enter all of these. You can also hit add to record. You can grab the DOPS. If you want to be absolutely certain of exactly what you're getting, you can use this 2-point ID. And so that just makes sure that with a vector, you have a start and an end, making sure that you're getting the right location there, and a host of other components that might be useful, such as the vector length, which will give you the distance from the base, which is obviously influencing those precision values. So if we finish that and we come over to custom, we now have this one, point ID, east-north elevation, and the precisions there. Select objects. I'm going to grab everything, and let's pop it on the desktop for a moment. Precisions CSV, and I will hit export. Now, if I come to here and let's launch that with Notepad. So I get my header to describe what's going on here. If something doesn't have the information because it's been a keyed in point, then it just omits it, that's fine. And in here, if we have a look, we're getting the name, easting, northing, elevation, and then the horizontal and vertical precisions. Okay, I hope that's useful to you. Next time you're trying to get some of this data out, that's one way to do it. There are some more options in field where within a feature code library, we could add the attributes of the precisions as they've been captured in field. That will give us another way to store that, and it makes it a little bit more shareable. It sort of flows through a GIS workflow as well. But I think for